we're never happy. You know, it's just one of those things that we need to adapt. The brain adapts very quickly, so it doesn't matter. I love seasons.
Yeah.
It's great because then you miss it, and then you miss the heat that it comes, and you're ready for a bit of cool. I've lived in places where there's no seasons, and it's just too long, either too cold or too hot for too long.
Yeah, it just stays the same most of the time, does it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So seasons are great.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they make you feel quite happy, really, when you're in the warmth, I think, in the sunshine.
They do. And it gives you something to look forward to over the next 3 months, and then, things are going to change a bit. And, you adapt to the different climate coming, and, definitely beach time for us here.
Yeah.
Us coasties.
Yeah, that's it. Aren't we lucky to live here?
Oh, it's the best part of the world, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, we spoke about happiness last week, and it's a really good topic. Had a call from a beautiful listener. She's a regular listener. She always listens to our chat, Marianne at Morisset. Hi, Marianne, if you're listening. And she suggested, talking about happiness, and she said, what about contentment? Because that comes from within, and it's more long-lasting. Happiness is fleeting. What do you think, Carlos? What's the difference between that?
That's very insightful from the Marianne, because it is true. Actually, it's funny, the concept of happiness, or the word happiness, didn't exist in the English language till only very recently. I mean, since about the 1600s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the concept of happiness that we have is not realistic. So I like the fact that Marianne mentioned contentment, because that we have to look for long-term solutions to our happiness. We're happy here, we're not happy there, and it comes and goes, and it is fleeting. And I always say it's almost like trying to grab water in your hands and squeezing it. The more you try, the harder it is to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Happiness is a little bit like that, but it's also, in hindsight, we also realise we were happy when we're doing this or that. At the time, it's hard to know.
We don't realise, do we?
Yeah.
That's true. I like that point.
And it passes, and then suddenly the nostalgia kicks in, and you feel like maybe things were better before. But definitely contentment is a good one. The ancient Greeks had a word for it. They called it ataraxia in ancient Greek. And that's what they talked about. They didn't talk about happiness.
Yeah.
They talked about long-term contentment. That's basically what it means.
Yeah.
And so what they were interested in, and what I'm interested in, is searching for things that are more lasting.
Yeah.
Things that keep giving even after the gift that keeps, the present that keeps giving, as they say,
Yeah.
And what are those things? Well, they're very individual. We have to find them. For me, it's the love of philosophy. I love reading philosophy. It continues to provide a sort of contentment for me.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, there's certain virtues that we strive for, that certain goodness or courage or certain things that we want to live our life around, that regardless of how things are, it provides for us
to
constantly.
be content. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we sort of search for that? We just search for something that really makes us content? Yeah.
Funny enough, it's usually the very simple things in life. And we love complicating, like we said at the start of this program. Humans like complicating things, and also we seem to also want the opposite side. If it's too hot, we want it a bit of cool and so forth. But I mean, we all want it, to a certain degree, of course, But I think it's important to be honest with ourselves. So what are the good things? Make a list. What are the good things I have in my life? It could be, your grandkids. It could be your job. It could be a hobby you have. It could be watching your favourite show, going for a walk, walking on the beach, our beautiful coast up here. All those little things. Sometimes some people have told me they get a satisfaction just getting up in the morning and making a cup of tea and sitting on their favourite chair.
Okay.
In a certain spot in the garden, and just contemplating the garden. And they're moments that are really wonderful, because they're everlasting, because when you think about them, they also give you a bit of happiness.
That's true. So then that's contentment.
That is contentment.
Yeah.
It's a certain state of mind where you're at peace with what you do. You know, so you formulate a lifestyle that's going to provide you with contentment. And then there's going to be times where you have a big party and it's really cool and you love it and you're really happy and you're dancing.
Happiness. It's fleeting.
That's right. Or you do something that's really, you go and see a movie, or you go and you have a wonderful night, or your favourite team wins, and that's wonderful. But it goes very quickly.
That's true.
And it doesn't leave you with much. So what you are left with are those other simple moments in life that provide you with a basis of happiness, which we call contentment,
So we look for things that make us content as individuals.
Yeah. That's right. And sometimes people get contentment out of helping others as well. But it's always
animals as well.
Yeah, that's right. Animals and other people, or being able to be there for someone provides you with a certain peace and contentment, because when we're running around a lot and trying to fit too much stuff in, then we realise that those little things, all those little things we do, you miss them. And sometimes also after a while it doesn't add up, and you feel that, hang on, I just got to slow down a bit. And maybe take some extra time. Read that book that you always wanted to read, you know, or paint.
Yeah.
Or
poetry.
Poetry,
like
travel
that.
if you can.
Yeah.
And meet up with a friend. If you miss a friend, ring them.
Yeah.
All those little moments add up to contentment. So, but it's really having a philosophy of life. That's why I go on about philosophy.
Because
it's
true.
Without having a philosophy of life, you can't be content, I think.
I think you're absolutely true, correct.
Yeah, and you can kid yourself that you're happy here and there, but contentment comes from certain knowledge of yourself and deciding to allow things into your life and certain people, and not others and not other things. So you have to be, in one way, be like a bit like a filter and allow the good stuff to stay.
Because only you know if you're content, don't you?
Yeah, be honest with yourself.
So you can't fake it.
That's right. And sometimes we go on for months, sometimes years, doing things that we dislike, or meeting people we dislike, or sometimes we have to have a job because it pays us and we dislike it. We've all had those, and like, so some of us are lucky that we love our jobs now, but it's not always been like that.
That's true.
But all the other stuff that doesn't depend on
making a living.
That's right. Just start filtering it out, because less is more in that sense. It's quality, not the quantity.
Very good, Carlos. Thanks for coming in.
Wow, I love it. Even if it's fun, I'm going to be here next week again.
Fantastic. 2 more weeks before you break for Christmas.
Yeah, a little bit of a break and concentrate on those things that make you content.
Make you content.
That's right. I'm going to finish my next book. Yeah, that's going to make me. It's on the back of my mind, and I know it's there, you know, but so that'll be nice to finish. So it's always good to have little projects, I think.
True, and you're content while you're doing it. You know, the writing, not just content with the finished product.
That's right. And it does give you some satisfaction when you finish something like that.
True.
But you're right, it's the journey, not the destiny.